Hey guys, yeah, I see a lot of replies in the chat box. That's great, guys. So today we are going to start the live C session. So how many of you find CPNM difficult? I do. You find it difficult? Like it's very tricky and confusing, right? I also find it very confusing. Okay, that's great. Not that. Okay. So, hey guys, today we are going to take a demo session for the live 30-day CPNM course that we're teaching from Edgemoon. This course is going to help you ace your semesters in such an easy way that you'll think, oh, CPNM, that's like a easy subject. That's like ABCD that I've learned in LKG. So today we are going to learn C. Okay, one second. Today we are going to learn C in the best way that you've ever seen. Okay, so let's get started. Like, are we going to get started, or does anybody want me to wait, guys? I see a lot of participants. You can like say hi or something. Hey guys, come on, reply with a hi in the chat box if you're here. Yeah, yeah, hi, hi. Hey, hi, hi, hi. That's great, guys. I see a lot of response in the chat box. That's great. Excited for today's class. Oh, that's awesome. I'm also super excited. Let's make this an interactive session, guys. This is not a class lecture. This is a live lecture. We're going to have fun teaching, okay? Fun teaching and learning. So, see in the best way you've seen. In the best way you have seen. Okay. So, let's get started. Uh, okay. Okay. Let's get started, guys. So when you code or when you write C, there's something that's called, okay, so there's something that's called a syntax error, right? Ah, syntax error. Oh, is this a syntax error? Anybody can correct it. People say such stuff, right? So what exactly is syntax? So many people have this doubt. What is syntax? So I hope all of you know English, right? Everybody knows English. There's something called grammar in English language. So syntax is the grammar of a programming language. Syntax is the grammar of a programming language. And because C is a programming language, it has syntax instead of grammar. It's like the connection between two languages. One has grammar, one has syntax. One has hello, and one has hello world, like that. Okay, so let's take a step back and ask ourselves, what is C? So all of you are learning C or want to learn C in a way, but the main question we need to ask while learning C is, what is C? C is a general purpose programming language, which means it basically revolves around the concept and idea of logic, like communicating with the computer. It helps us get the computer to do a work that we want it to do, like custom information, like maybe adding a plus b, or maybe 3 plus 2, or if I want to store the whole information of a whole university or something like that. Whatever I want, it can do. But for that, I need to communicate to the computer and ask, hello, computer G, can you do this for me? Okay, yes, you can do it, right? But how do you tell it that? You can't just say, hey, computer G, do this for me. You can't say that, right? That's why we have something that's called a programming language, which helps us to interact with the computer. In this case, we are learning C as a programming language. There are many other languages like C++. Everybody's heard of C++, Java, or the most famous one, Python. Right, guys? You've all heard of Python, right? Response, guys? Say yes or no. Y for yes, N for no. Okay, I see a lot of yeses in the chat box. That's great. Okay, guys. So let's see what happens when you write C code. What happens when you write a code in C is that the next one. What? Yeah. So sorry, guys. Sorry for the interruption. So what basically happens is we write code in C, something like maybe we say int I and print I. Okay. This is not the exact syntax, but I'm just taking an example. Like print I. Then what happens is there's something called a compiler. What is a compiler is that it's a software written by somebody else from somewhere that you download in your computer. Remember? Yeah, that one. That's a software program that will convert the code we wrote in English, basically. Int integer is an English word, right? I is an English alphabet, and the computer doesn't understand it. Computer understands only binary information, zeros and ones. Remember? So the compiler takes English code or English stuff or English words and converts that into computer understandable language. That is, it turns like let's say Ali into zeros and ones. So characters have ASCII code. That's not the matter here, but it computer understandable language, and that is processed by the computer, and computer gives us some kind of output in zeros and ones only, and that is then taken by the compiler again, and that gives us a readable output in English. Like if I say print I is going to change into zeros and one by the compiler, then the computer processes it, then the output is in computer language zeros and one, then it is converted into English again. Okay, so we are going to cover like basics of most of the topics in today's demo class. Because of time constraints, we won't be going into the depth of them, but you'll understand the topic as a whole, I promise you. Next. Yeah, this is a very important thing. See, we have, as we remember, we talked about the connection between English and C, right? English and C, we said grammar and we said syntax, right? So semicolon in C is like full stop in English. Semicolon is for C and full stop is for English. We say, my name is Ali, full stop, which means the sentence is complete. And colon basically means that the sentence is complete in C. So every time you code, you need to remember to have a semicolon. Otherwise, the compiler doesn't understand the difference between two sentences. Like semicolon is the thing that separates two sentences in C. Okay, so let's move on and let's discuss the other part. Yeah. So the first concept that we need to know is variables. Okay, so do you guys know cooking? Okay. How many of you guys know cooking? I make omelette and Maggie Max. That's it. Okay. Like okay, what's the question? Okay, so compiler is like uh, what? What's the question? Okay, can yeah, guys, you can unmute and talk to me at any time, or you can like ask your doubts in the chat box. Okay, you're asking what's a compiler? Okay, founder of compiler. Nice. So there's a name called what? Alec Klein. Something that's a weird name. Okay. Like
Pragnya. My name is Pragnya, bro.
okay. Okay, that's nice. Okay. So let's get started with variables. Okay, so as I was asking, how many of you know cooking? Okay, omelette will do.
Bro, you have no answer for that question.
What question? Can you please repeat the question, please?
Who introduced who introduced the compiler, or when it was introduced?
Yeah, like it's hard to spell that name, but it goes like something like Alec Gellen or something. Alec Gellen. It's a German name, I guess. But come
Okay.
on, like
Okay, thank you.
let's abstract things as much as possible. Okay, so how many of you guys know cooking? Y or N? Yes or no? Come on, guys, let's make this an interactive session. Yes. So, where do you place all the mitzi, salt, and stuff? In a container, right? In a plastic container, something that
Masala
looks like
dabba.
this. Masala dabba. Yes, perfect. Okay, this is masala dabba. Okay, masala dabba. Okay, so where do you store oil? Oil also you store in masala dabba only?
No, in oil
No.
container.
Yeah, oil container.
That what is
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you come again, please? I didn't catch that.
In oil container, I have said.
Yeah, okay. Oil container that looks something like a bottle, maybe like this or something like that. I'm bad at drawing. Please forgive me. So variables are also like dabbas. They store something. They're like this outer box. This thing stores oil. And in C, we have variables like something, something I. Okay. Let's say this container's name is I, and it stores a value. What value does it store? Like it contains value based on their data types. Can you scroll? Yeah. So it stores value based on its data type. Let's see that. Yeah. So a variable is a dabba that contains values based on their data types. So we have different data types like integer, int, variable like float, maybe float. Float is for storing like 9.9999 something.
Double.
Yeah, double. Okay, like you guys can help me out here. I forgot a lot
Char.
of data
Char.
types. Yeah, char. Okay, char. And
not like data type. So
yeah, you can give me any data type. That's fine. Yes, guys, you're welcome to unmute and talk, or you can just text me in the chat box. That's also completely fine.
how many types
Okay,
of
I see
data
a lot.
types?
Oh, what? Okay, we have Boolean. Yes,
How many types are there?
like there are a lot of types. They can be categorized into three. I remember user-defined data type, predefined data type, and derived data type. We'll talk about in the course. Okay, don't worry about that, guys. I assure you, you'll know everything that's needed in CPNM. Okay, so now the thing is, they contain value based on their data types, which is like an oil container will contain some liquid that we know, like oil, or maybe if you remove all the oil, then you can store water, right? But it contains something that's liquid, that's for sure. And maybe masala dabba, as someone said, masala dabba contains masala or some kind of powder that we know. So in C, we have integer, the most basic data types I'm just talking about. Float, okay? Let's just take example of these two. Integer stores values without a decimal point. Like 9 is possible, 9.0 is not possible. After that, we have float, which stores both. Like it can store 9, it can store 9.0 also. Like that, we have float. And for naming variables, there are a few rules. Like we have people's names, right? It has to have at least one letter. Like we can't call somebody nothing, right? So like that, we have a few naming rules in C. These are defined inside the compiler. Okay. So what are these? Right. A variable name cannot start with a number. Like 9num is not valid. Okay. But num9 is valid. So let's summarize this in a better way. First one is that they can have alphanumeric characters. After that, they can contain underscore, but they can't be at the beginning. Like underscore num is not valid. Okay, after that, we have something like, let's say, can somebody give me a name?
Anand.
Okay, Anand, let's say. Anand, and let's say we have two Anands, okay? Anand 1, Anand 2. So Anand 1 and Anand 2 are, let's say, integer data types, okay? Which means now what we've done is we assume there are two dabbas. Okay, we have two dabbas. This is Anand 1 and this is Anand 2. So now what we've done is we created two dabbas. Okay, so in these two dabbas, we can store whatever we want. We'll get to that later when we talk about expressions or assignment expressions. So I can name them like this. Anand 2 is a valid name, but 2 Anand is not a valid name. Let's say we have another name called Anand Kumar. Okay. Anand space Kumar is not a valid name because the space here is considered to be a character in computer languages. Please remember this, it's a very important point. A space is also considered a character in any programming language. So we cannot have space because it's a special character. We cannot have $sign, but we can have
White
underscore.
space.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Spaces are also called white space. Okay, after that, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, the next one we are going to talk about. Yeah, this is done. Now let's talk about operators. Okay, so all of you have done math, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all of you have done math. You guys
Yes,
know.
we have done.
Yeah. So you guys know what this means, right? What is this? It's a simple question, rather, but let's make the session interactive, guys. I'll just ask simple questions. You guys know
Addition
what
symbol.
this is? Yeah, addition symbol. What's this?
Subtraction.
Yeah, subtraction. What's this?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. What is this?
Division.
Division. Okay, so what is this?
Percentage.
Yeah, that's great, guys. You can also respond to the chat box, by the way. Okay, so we all know this operator, right? We were taught this in our childhood. This adds two numbers, this subtracts two numbers, multiplies two numbers, divides two numbers, and this is percentage. Okay, so the story of operators in C is also something similar to math, but this but part is very irritating. Okay, so we have plus divided by minus, and this is not our percentage symbol. So I'm going to perform a division here, guys. I want you guys to help me. Okay, it's going to be a very complicated division. Okay, will you guys help me out? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you'll help me, right? It's going to be a very complicated division, by the way. Let's do it. I'll hide it for a while. Okay, let's say. Okay, so help me solve this, guys. What will come here? Yeah, 2. Okay, what will come here?
6.
6.
Okay, 6. And what will come here in this bag?
1.
1, right? So this thing is called.
Reminder.
This thing is called reminder.
Reminder.
This thing is called
Divisor.
divisor. This thing is called
Quotient.
quotient, right? So what this does is it returns this value. And we also have another one, right? Like this. This is also for division, like 9 by 3 we write. This is also for division. This returns this. In programming languages, both of these are different. Please remember this modulus symbol returns the remainder of a division, and this divided by slash returns 2, like the coefficient or the answer of the division, like how many times do we need to multiply it. Okay, so there are a lot of other, oh sorry, there are a lot of other operators, and we'll just talk about these. So this thing is new to us. We know this is multiplication. What is this? Okay, I want you guys to do me a favor. And those of you who are using laptops, please search for this symbol. Can you guys find it in your laptops or PCs or your keyboards? Can you guys find this symbol? Not the alphabet X. Okay, not the alphabet X. Yeah. This is nowhere to be found in our laptops or our keyboards, basically. So this is used for multiplication. This is like elder brother of this, okay? This and this. This is used for multiplication in C. Okay, so let's see the other ones. Okay, so let's talk about assignment. Now that we've declared variables in the previous slide, we've declared variable, right? This one's name was Anand. Okay, so let's talk about the syntax of declaring a variable. Let's say, what type do you guys want? Int or float? Int or float, guys?
Float.
Come on. Okay, float. Let's say float. Okay, so how do we declare a variable? I'm going to talk about the syntax only. Okay, this is our code editor or something. Let's say float. We'll first say float Anand is equal to 10.36. Okay, semicolon. This semicolon is also very important, guys. So now we'll generalize the syntax, like not only for float and not only for Anand. We'll generalize this by saying the data type space the name of the variable that we want to give, maybe Shoukath or maybe Harika or something like that, whatever we want. After that, this equal to is the assignment operator. It always evaluates the right part first, for you guys left, okay? This side part first, and then assigns it to this variable, Anand. So what we've basically done is we wrote the data type name, the variable name, and we use the assignment operator equal to, and then we set the value. You can also say 10.36 plus 9.99, something like that. Anything on the right side will be evaluated first. Means it will be solved and we'll get the final value. Then we'll throw this into this dabba. Okay, so let's just say this is not there, this part is not there. We'll get 10.36 inside Anand's dabba. Okay, this is how you assign values to a variable. Now, because we have equal to, we also have something in maths, right? Like 7 equal to 9 is not right. It's false. Right, guys? 7 equal to 9? Is 7 equal to 9, guys? No,
No.
right? Of course not. Yeah. So this is a conditional statement. And conditional statements cannot use equal to sign in computer language because it's the assignment operator. Remember? First evaluates the right side, then takes that value and puts it in the dabba. So that's why equal to cannot be used. Thus, what we intelligent people came up with is we'll use double equal to. Now, what we are going to see is the return type of double equal to. Let's say 9 equal to 7. So this statement is obviously false. So it will return false output. Okay? It's not exactly false. It doesn't say false, but something like that. We'll note it with 0 and 1. That's just complex, but just remember it will output false. Okay? After that, we have not equal to. Not equal to is simply the opposite of equal to, right? 9 not equal to 7, which means this will return what value, guys? Based on the previous one, what value will this statement return?
True.
Yeah, true. Great. Come on, guys. Let's make this session interactive. You can unmute and talk to me at any time, or you can just text me in the chat box. I'll answer that also. Okay, so this is used for non-equality. Okay, so can anybody tell me what this symbol means? Guys?
Greater than.
Yeah, greater than. And let's say 9 greater than 9. What will this return? Like, is this statement true or false?
False.
Yeah, we take false. So to check conditions like this, 9 greater than 9 always returns false. So if we want it that if it's greater than or equal to 9, we want it true. Something, let's say we have such condition, and now we can say 9 greater than or equal to 9. That's the use of this. And same ulta, 9 less than or equal to 9 is this. Okay, let me ask you a simple question. Greater than or equal to and less than or equal to, let's say we have something dabbas. When will both of these statements return true? Guys, when will both of these statements return a value that is true, like t? Come on, guys, you can
Both have same
answer.
values.
Yeah, like what both have same values? Like this and this, or this and this?
One greater than or equal to 1 or 1 less than or equal to 1.
Okay. Yeah. So what is this? All these are same. All the 4 dabbas are the same value. Then it will return true for both statements. Okay. That's great, guys. Thanks for responding. Okay. Move up a bit. Yeah. So let's talk about these. So many people find this topic difficult, guys. Please pay attention. So plus plus I and minus minus I, or I plus plus or I minus minus are basically known as shorthand operators. These can be categorized into 2 parts. This is the prefix and this is the postfix. So what these do is plus plus I basically means I equal to I plus 1. So let's say I is an integer value, okay? Int I equal to 9. So what we basically did is we have a dabba, and inside dabba, this dabba's name is I. We have, let's say, 3. Okay. So as soon as I say I plus plus, what it does is it adds 1 to the value that is inside this box. So what will be the output of this, guys? I plus
4.
plus, or yeah, 4, right? So 4 is the output of this statement. Now, the thing is, there is a bit of a difference, but let's cover this first, okay? I minus minus basically means I equal to I minus 1. Yeah, this is bad handwriting, but I equal to I minus 1. So, tell me what will be the output of I minus minus here,
2.
guys? Yeah, 2. Perfect. So that's how all these work, okay? I minus minus is also I equal to I minus 1. So now the trick here is that plus plus I means the value of I will be updated immediately. And I plus plus means that after some action is done or this statement is executed, the next time we use I, it's going to be I plus 1. This might sound a little confusing. So let's see a live example, okay? Let's say I equal to 9, or let's declare it int I equal to 9. And let's say print of I. We'll see how to print variables also in a second. Let's say print of I. And now it's going to be, what's the output of this statement going to be? Almost filled on. I almost filled the answer. Okay, so what's the output of this statement going to be, guys? Okay, I see someone responded in the chat box. Okay, 9. Yep, that's correct, guys. See, we just initialized this dabba with I and we stored 9 inside. What did we say? Print I, which means take whatever is inside this dabba and print it outside. 9. Okay, we'll talk how to print again. Don't worry if you didn't get that. Now, what I'm going to say is print, or yeah, something. We'll just say print plus I. So let's analyze this. I'm not asking you guys a question right now. I'll ask the next statement as a question. Plus I means I is equal to I plus 1 before anything happens. So that's what we talked about, right? If it's before I, the plus symbols are before I, is going to first increment I, then do anything else. Okay, so now what is going to happen is first we'll see the dabba named I, which has 9 in it. Then we'll say I like plus I, which means it will increment to 10, and then we'll print it. So the output of this statement will be 10. And now we'll say another thing, print something of I plus plus. Now what this statement does is first it will execute the rest of it, then it will increment I, because I is first and plus is after I. So now the output of this statement is going to be, any guesses, guys? It's going to be 10. And the next time we try to print I, it's going to be 11. Because let's get a clear idea here. What we did was first we had I equal to 9. Then we did plus I. First we incremented it. Then we got 10. And this one we printed. After this, what we did was we said I plus plus. First I is there, so we'll print I, which is 10. We got the output of 10, and then it incremented, which means it will become 11, and then we changed it to 11, right? Then next time when we print it, we'll get 11 as an output. Okay. So that's about it. Let's talk about this, okay? And or. So when we have two operators, like two conditions, to check whether they are satisfied or not, let's say we have 9 greater than 7 and 7 greater than 9. I need to check both of these, okay? Let's say we need to check both these conditions, but we have to use a single statement because only if these two are same, we need to do some action, let's say. Now, how I check it is, we'll say, hey, if this is equal and this is like this condition is satisfied and this condition is satisfied, do something. Like if you have money and the restaurants are open, you can eat, right? If you have money and restaurants are not open, you can't eat. So something like that, that condition is satisfied by ampersand. Oh, the ampersand, double ampersand, okay? So let's say you have money and restaurants are open. Only then you can eat, okay? If any of this condition is false, let's say you don't have money, you can't eat, okay? They won't let you eat. And if restaurants are not open, then also you can't eat. Like that, only if you have money and the restaurants, like both conditions are true, only then you will be able to eat. That's like it, okay? Let's say or. Or basically means if any of the condition is true, you can do the action that is below it. Let's say you have two restaurants, okay? If restaurant 1 is open, you can eat. Restaurant 2 is open, you can eat. Any of them is true, you can eat. Let's say R1, R2. If R1 is open, you can eat. If R2 is open, you can eat. Something like that. Which means or condition is true when either of the condition is true or both of the condition is true. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to talk about expressions. There's a meme here. Yeah. So expressions and operators. Expressions are just operators with operands. So when I asked in the beginning of the session, you said you guys did math. So can anybody answer me what are operators? What are operands? Sorry. What are operands, guys? Okay, so operands are something that are operated on. Let's say we have 2 plus 3. This is the operator. 2 is the operand. 3 is the operand, which means 2 and 3 are being added. The thing on which the function or the operator is acting on is called the operator. And expressions are just operators with operands. Okay, so let's see the next topic. Okay, so let's talk about input operations. So let's say you want to give a program to write your name into the computer and you want it to be outputted. We'll talk about output later. First, we'll talk about input, okay? Input operations. So as we talked before, we have something that's called a syntax in C, right? So for everything that we need to do, there is a general grammar kind of thing that is to be applied on every statement. So let's say I want to print Ali and say computer store this value. Okay, let's say I say Ali, my name is Ali computer, store this value somewhere. So how we do that is we say scanf. Like we have a scanner, right? That scans documents and stores it somewhere else as a PDF file or something. Similar to that, we say scanf, and then this is something we'll come back to later. This is also something we'll come back to later. But we'll say variable name. You guys remember variables, right? Dabba. So the thing is, ampersand is a very important part in scanf statements because this shows where the dabba is. Like if you stored masala and forgot where it is, it's going to be very difficult
Address.
to store again. Yeah, address.
Address of the variable.
Great. Yeah, address of the variable. Correct. So let's say I stored it in some cupboard and forgot where it is. Now I have the dabba, but I can't store masala in it, right? So I need to tell, let's say I want mom to store my masala somewhere. I said, mom, store it in the masala dabba. But mom doesn't know where it is. I hid it somewhere in some cupboard. So what I say is, it's in the bedroom cupboard, hide the masala there. So that's what ampersand does. It shows us where this dabba is, that is the variable is. Let's say scanf. So the scanf statement basically means you're trying to input something. That is, you're taking some value from the user. And then this dabba is where you're going to take that value. So you'll write I, let's say we have an integer I. Now you're saying take some value from the user, store it inside I. The computer doesn't know where I is. You need to say in that cupboard I've kept. So what we do is we say ampersand. Ampersand basically means address. I'm sorry, see, it's there. Like this is the concept of pointers. We'll also cover this in the course. Don't worry, guys. After that, this part is very treacherous. It's very not so pleasing kind of topic for people who learn C. Thus, people prefer C++, but we have it in the semester. We have to read this. Okay. So percentage %d is something that says, see, this dabba you're looking for is a masala dabba, which means it's square, something like that, with the lid on
Brother, we
top.
can't see board clearly.
Yeah, is it clear now?
Screen.
It's not clear.
Blur ga undi. Yes.
Okay, so it's looking blur. 1 second, guys. I'll try and resolve that. Yeah, it might be a connection issue from your side. We're not experiencing any kind of blurriness in our screens.
It's
Please
okay.
reconnect.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Yeah, thanks for the response, guys. Okay. So yeah, we were talking about percentage D, right? You say, mom, the dabba is there, go and store masala in it. But what if it's a oil dabba? In oil dabba, she can't store masala, right? So we're telling mom, there is a masala dabba there. Go store masala in it. So let's say I initialize an integer variable I. This is masala dabba I. I say pour oil in this. It's not possible, right? So I'm saying, mom, I is a masala dabba. You store masala in it. That's why we use percentage D. But actually, computers is not about masala and oil, right? So we store integer variable here. Percentage D denotes integer. It's simple. Just you need to memorize this, guys. I'm sorry to say this. I don't usually say it, but you have to say percentage D inside double quotes. We'll talk about this double quotes in details in the next slide because it's more relevant to printing statements. Okay, so now let's talk about some other like percentage F. So percentage F is something we use. We have different data types, right? Remember, we had int, float, char, long, double. For these, we use these. What are useful for our semesters? Percentage D, percentage F, percentage C. And there is something else, which is string. This is like a ocean of concept. Strings are like very underrated topics. They are very beautiful, but yet people don't like them. We'll cover this in so much detail in our course. Don't worry, guys. So for now, we're going to talk about percentage D, percentage C. Okay, so char. Char is a data type, as I told you guys. Char is a data type that stores character values. Like character means A, B, C, like all the alphabets. But there are some other characters that we guys need to know, like 1, 2, 3 numbers. Okay, all numbers. And then we have operators star, plus, minus, something like that. But there is one special thing that you guys need to note in memorizing all these is that we have an empty space, like see empty space like that. Okay, let's say we have some empty space. Ali Sheikh, let's say. See, there's an empty space here, right? When we output something, we need to take care of this empty space as well. Empty space is also considered a character and is stored in char type data type only. So let's say I want to store some A. Let's say I want to store char A is equal to, let's say, okay, char A is equal to ampersand maybe. Let's say ampersand. So what it does is it creates a dabba of char. A dabba of char type means character type. It is going to store something of a character. And that is the ampersand itself, okay? So ampersand. But the one thing we need to consider here is we use single quotes for characters. We use no quotes for numbers or something like that. And then for characters, we use single quotes. See, single quotes are these, double quotes are these, okay? Single quote. And for strings, we use double quotes. So that pretty much wraps up our input. Now let's talk about output. Yeah. See this. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about output, okay? So if you guys remember, yeah, you need to remember, okay? Just a message, which means you're just printing like a dumb message, like hello world, that's it. You'll say printf something, you'll open two brackets to signify that this is what I want to print. And inside double quotes you're printing because you're printing a string, right? You remember strings have double quotes, I just told you in that part. When you're printing something like a string, you use double quotes. And when you're printing something like character, you can use single quotes maybe. Single quotes of ampersand. Printf will give you the output of ampersand. After that, here comes the difficult part. We want to print a variable. I mean, we have a dabba, and I want what's inside the dabba. Let's say I stored a biscuit packet here. I want to eat it now. So what I'll do, first I'll search for the dabba and I'll eat. While searching the dabba, one thing that helps me is that it looks something square, closed. It's not like a bottle. I won't search for a biscuit in bottle, right? So that's why we use percentage dash. Percentage dash, in dash we fill D, F, C, Remember, D is for integer, F is for float, C is for character. Yeah, that's how we do it. Let's say I initialize int I again, I equal to 9. Now, what the statement did, we're covering this from the beginning of the session. So we created an integer dabba. We stored value 9 inside it. So printf lets me access this dabba. Okay, this specifies the name. Like we write T on a dabba, right? So that's how I works here. It's like the name of this dabba. And we say inside the dabba there is something. Okay, what is there? We have an integer. So we say D. Percentage D. We say printf. Printf basically means you're taking what is inside it. Then we say double quotes percentage D. Quotes percentage D, comma, variable name is I. So what I'm saying is print. That means access whatever is in the dabba, take it out. It's an integer. Okay, it's an integer, correct. Now print it. The dabba's name is I. Inside the dabba 9 is there. I'll get an output of 9. Okay, that's done. You have to remember those percentage D's, guys. Okay, I'm also getting hungry. It's been a while. So who wants to eat a burger? Guys? I'm super hungry. It's been quite a time since we started the session, right? Okay. Okay. So let's say a group of friends went outside and they want to eat a burger. But who's going to pay? If you have money, you can pay, right? So the condition is you have to have money to eat a burger. That's like a condition. And if you have money, you can eat burger. So that is denoted by something called an if statement in C. If statement. If statement in C. Like if you have money, then there is something you need to do. You can eat a burger. Okay. Like if this condition is false, maybe I don't have money, then I cannot eat this. This is kept just like that. Let's say we have some condition. You remember we talked about true or false returning statements like 9 less than 3, 9 less than or equal to 3, 9 greater than 3, 9 greater than or equal to 3. These conditions, and then we talked about ampersand. Like if two conditions are true, only then this will return true. That. Now what we'll do is, this is like a real world example, and we're not going to consider this. We'll say if I is greater than 3, then say maybe I. Okay. How do we print, guys? You remember? Printf double quotes I is less than 3. Okay. This is how we print. So what happens is, let's say I have a I of value 2 maybe. Okay. So 2 I less than. So I is less than 3. Yes, it is less than 3. So what it will do is it will come inside and it will execute whatever is here. So printf I is less than 3. This will be shown in the output. And after this, it continues downward. And if I say, let's say we have I equal to 5, then I less than 3, 5 less than 3 is wrong, right? 5 is greater than 3. Thus, this statement is completely avoided and we just continue downward. That's how if statement works. Okay, next. 1 second, guys. Okay, so did you guys understand if statements, like Y for yes and N for no? Yeah, looks like Miss Pragna has a doubt. Yeah, you're always welcome to ask. Oh, who wants more? Okay, okay. I thought it was a hand raising sign. Yeah, I also feel hungry. Okay, so okay. 1 second, guys. We'll sort this out. Till then, if you guys have any doubts, I can take them right now. Yeah, if you have any doubts, please chat or talk to me, guys. You can unmute and talk now. Oh, no, we don't. That's great. Yeah. We're sorry for the interruption, guys. So none of you have any doubts? We're having questions at the end, guys. You can't escape if you have any doubts. All your doubts will be cleared right here, right now. Okay, so let's talk about while. Okay, now let's imagine a box, not a dabba, just a box. In a box, we have many balls. Okay, we have many black balls, and we have a white ball. Okay, like white is visible, right? Yeah. So we have a white ball, and what I want to do is I want to pick this white ball alone outside of the box. So what will I do? First, I'll close my eyes, I'll take one ball. After taking the ball, I found out it's black. So I'll just put it in the box again. I'll take another ball. See it. If it's wrong, I'll put it back. Again, I'll say it. If it's wrong, I'll put it back. Till I get the white ball, I'll keep continuing. So what I'm doing is the same action again and again till a condition is met. That is, I get a white ball. If I don't get a white ball, I'll keep continuing picking up. Okay, so that's how a loop works. A loop is basically a set of statements. Like you have many statements, maybe printing, maybe improving, like I plus plus or something like that. Just changing something or printing something, anything inside a loop. A loop is a block of statements that keeps running until a condition is met. So let's say, like the ball example, until I find the white ball, I'll keep doing it again and again. So let's look at the format of the if loop. Okay, now we look at this. Yeah, while we write it, let's say we'll take a normal example. While something, here we'll write condition. Can anybody give me a condition? While 9 greater than 3, that's a condition, right? Because it returns true or false. A condition is basically something that has to return either of the two values, true or false. Okay, so while 9 greater than 3, this condition here is you didn't get the white ball, which means it's true or it's false, right? Either of them, because this is a conditional statement and this is also a conditional statement. I'm trying to match these. Okay, search the box. Let's say we'll improve something, maybe print something, and we'll close this. Similarly, like you can see the matching here. This is the syntax of a while loop. While is a keyword. What's a keyword? Keyword is something that has a very specific meaning to that particular language. Like while is a keyword, and you can't use while as a variable name. This is another point I forgot to mention in the naming of variables. Please remember this also, guys. So again, okay, so does anybody have any doubts? Okay, so I hope you guys understood while loop. Does anybody have any doubts? I'm sorry for the inconvenience, guys. We actually don't know why it stopped, but yeah. Did everybody understand while loop? Yes, I see a lot of yes in the chat box. Okay, so we're moving on. Okay, so how many of you like movies? I do like movies. Why for yes and then for no, guys? Just make it simple, or you can unmute and talk to me. Yes, yes. Okay, like all of us are movie fans. So the next thing we are going to talk about is function. Like you guys know what a function is, right? Many people gather together, eat together, have fun. Yeah. Similar to that, we have functions in C also, but this is not somewhere you can eat. Okay. So all of us has seen like one Telugu movie at least. In every Telugu movie, there's a wedding, right, guys? Okay. So we have Telugu weddings, and what do we do when we have a wedding? We split our work into different people. Like the task can be divided between Babaya, Kachalli, Mavaya. We distribute every job to one particular person. Like బాబాయ్ నువ్వు ఫుడ్ చూసుకో, నేను లైటింగ్ చూసుకుంటా, అక్క నువ్వేమో వచ్చే వాళ్ళని రిసీవ్ చేసుకో, పిన్ని నువ్వేమో శారీ షాపింగ్కి వెళ్ళు, పెళ్లి కూతురికి నువ్వు హెల్ప్ చేయి, పెళ్లి కొడుకుకి నువ్వు హెల్ప్ చేయి. We assign like that, right? So functions are also something like that. What we do is we assign a block of code one name, like let's say function add num. We will add two numbers inside this. The name doesn't need to be add num. It can be Shoukath also. Let's say it's Shoukath, and inside Shoukath we are doing some function, and this will be called somewhere else in the program. Like we'll say Babai fruits తీసుకుంటారా. After that, what do? We go to the Kalyana Mandapam and we'll say Babai fruits తెచ్చారా వచ్చేయండి. That's calling the function, right? Calling Babai, calling the function here. Okay, so this is a bit of complicated stuff, but we'll cover it in simple terms, okay? So we have a function. Let's say we have a function, talking about function, right? So function has three parts. First is function declaration, function like description, and then we have function call. Okay, so this is like we're naming Babai, okay? Let's say Babai's name is Ramesh, okay? We have Ramesh, okay? So next one is we're assigning work to him. Okay, we'll say Babai fruits, okay? Ramesh Babai, we say fruits, okay? Oh, okay, not fruits, maybe. Let's take something realistic. We'll say lighting, okay? Lighting and decoration. And after that, what we do, if the work isn't done, we'll call Babai, okay? Call Babai and ask, call Babai, okay? So this is, okay. So this is the part of a function. Okay, okay, I'll change the color. What color do you want, guys? Let's say, okay, black maybe. Is black visible? Okay. Okay, it changed. Okay, okay, it changed. Nice. Oh, you just erase this. 1 second, guys. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about Ramesh Babai, okay? So in C also we have something similar. First, we define Babai. We'll give Babai a name. Okay, how do we do that? We'll say something like, let's say Shoukath, okay? Shoukath. We'll open a parenthesis and close. This basically means that this part is a function's name. We declare variables, right? Int I, something like that. Int I, this is described like this, and this is described like this. This just specifies that this is a function. We'll dive deeper into this in our course because we have time constraints here. Shoukath and these brackets basically means Shoukath is a function's name. Like Ramesh is Babai's name, like that. Shoukath is a function's name. And after that, the assignment statement is known as description. Description, okay? Description basically means you're defining what he has to do. Okay, Babai Miralli, lighting decoration చూసుకోండి. Like that, what we do is we say Shoukath, and inside curly braces, we say Shoukath is going to add two numbers, let's say 3 plus 5, and he'll output that printf 3 plus 5. Okay, yeah, just like that. This is called the function declaration. This is the part where you assign Babai work. Okay, after that, what you do, is this gives an output, but this isn't run. We have int main somewhere. If you guys ever wonder, int main is also a function because it has these parentheses. We can just say it's a function just by looking at it. When we have parentheses, it means it's a function. Okay. Now, what compiler does by default is it calls main. It calls main, it executes statement by statement and just ends it here. We say something return 0, right? It ends the execution here. So if we write any custom function like this, like Shoukath is my name, the compiler doesn't know that we have a statement or function called Shoukath. So what we need to do is we need to call it somewhere here or here or here, anywhere, it doesn't matter. What we do is Shoukath and curly braces, semicolon. That's it. It's done. But there is one more catch. That is, we need to say what type of function this is. Like, function has to return something. Like, function has to do some work, give us an output, right? So for that, we have something that's called a return statement. Here, at the end of the function, we say return 0 maybe, okay, for an integer function. Because 0 is an integer. Let's say I don't want to return anything. We can say void, okay? We can say void Shoukath, and we can return nothing. No need of the return statement also. It will manage. Void Shoukath means that there isn't going to be a return statement. As soon as you reach the end of every execution line or every piece of code that is inside this function, just return to the function that called Shoukath. Okay, we'll cover this in much more detail in our course. Don't worry if you didn't understand. But if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask me. Okay. Okay. That's good. Let's go to questions, guys. Okay, you guys ready for questions? Are you guys ready for questions? Now, what is return statement? Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay. So let's take the Babai fruits example, okay? Blank, okay. So if we, okay, we'll take it again. Okay, so we said Ramesh Babai. Instead of lighting, we'll this time take Babai bring fruits. Okay, for Pelli bring fruits. And we said Babai bring fruits. If Babai brings fruits, he has to give it to someone for processing or anything. Like, let's say maybe we need to cut them and serve them to the guests or something like that. Or maybe let's say they're used in decoration somewhere or something like that. So he has to give it to someone, right? It's called returning, RETURN, in computer language. It's called giving it to someone who called him, right? I called him, let's say, Babai fruits Stanley. Okay, so what does he do? He goes, brings fruits, and returns them to me. Like he gives them or hands them over to me. Because I called him, it can be stated as returns them to me. Okay, that's how a return statement works. So, what does he return? That's specified by this name, let's say integer, or in this case, when we talked about fruits, right? Let's say fruit. Okay, fruits Ramesh Babai returns me, this is a function, okay, returns me fruit. Let's say some fruit. Let's say I wanted only oranges, orange, return orange. This can be any value of fruit type or maybe kiwi or something like that. That's how return statement work. I hope I didn't confuse you more and clarified your doubt. Is that okay? Okay, guys. Is that okay? What is the return statement? Any other doubts, guys? Yes, absolutely. We can write return 1. Okay. So yes, we can write return 1 instead of return 0. But yeah, or some integer. Yeah, you can write anything. That's like, yeah, it's valid. Anything you can write anything. As long as the function is integer function. Okay. Integer Shoukath function. And you can say return integer something. This has to be an integer as long as this is an integer. Let's say, for example, this is float, then this also has to be float only. This can't be an integer or a character, okay? Character or integer or double or boolean is not allowed. This and this need to match. Only then it's a valid function. Otherwise, there will be an error. Okay? Is that clear?
Why do we prefer return?
Yeah. So the thing is, sometimes what happens is it gets printed onto the console. Okay, so how do we get the output in C? Is that we have a console and we get output here, right? A printf statement, something. What happens is sometimes if you use something other than 0, let's say we use 9, sometimes it's getting printed here. So that's why we use prefer 0, because when we say 0, it means null to the computer and it does not print that value outside. Okay. Okay, that's great. I appreciate asking doubts, guys. It's okay if you ask me doubt. It'll help clarify others' doubts also. Okay, let's see. Okay, here are a few questions for you guys. You all listen to the class, right? How many of you slept in between the class? I slept a bit while explaining some topic. Okay, okay. So let's solve a few questions on the topics we discussed today and we can wrap it up for today, okay? So questions on variables. Is this a valid variable number? Timer, okay? Like we'll have a timer for half minute is more than enough, I guess. Okay, let's see who answers first. Okay, so is this a valid variable number, like variable name?
Can you read the question? We can't see clearly words.
Okay, that's weird. Is 8 num, like 8 th num without any spaces, a valid variable name in C? Okay, is the question clear? Is it a valid variable name or not? Okay, time's up, time's up. Okay, someone answered. That's great. No, yes, it's not. That's invalid. Yeah, great job, guys. Yeah, it's not valid because a variable name cannot start with a number. Okay, let's try this one. Is num underscore 8 a valid variable name in C? Again, we'll just say like half minute. Okay, that was really quick. Great job, guys. Okay, let's look at the next topic. Okay. I have one more question for you guys. I just made it up. Okay, I'll write a variable name here. You guys need to tell me if it's valid or not. Okay. Int while equal to 9. Is this statement valid? Guys, is this statement valid in C?
No.
No. Can you explain why? Yeah, like
While is
there's a
a
reason.
keyword.
Yes, file is a keyword and keywords cannot be variable names in C. Yeah, that's great. Okay, let's look at this operators, right? What is the difference between double equal to and single equal to? Like, I want you guys to answer this as soon as possible. Before it hits 1 minute timer, let's answer this. Okay, I'm looking at your responses right now. What is a keyword? Okay, I see a doubt. Okay, while is a keyword. Nice. Okay, I want you guys to answer this. What is the difference between double equal to and single equal to? We covered this in the session. How many of you remember? Okay. Okay, so the difference between, let's just stop this, okay? The difference between double equal to and single equal to is that double equal to is an assignment operator, which means it stores the value of the right side expression inside a dabba, which is labeled on the left side. Let's take an example for this. I is equal to 9, which means if there is a dabba labeled I, it's going to take 9 and store it here. If I say I equal to 9 plus 1, it's going to evaluate this first, which means it will give output 10 and it will store it inside a dabba labeled I. 10 is going here, 10, like that. Okay, but double equal to is for checking if two numbers are equal. It returns only true or false. That is, it's a conditional statement. Let's say 9 equal to 7. This is a false statement, right? This is a false statement, so it returns false. This is basically used in your loops or in if statements. Actually, both gives the same meaning. No, it's not the same. I'm sorry. I just explained. I hope that cleared out the doubt. Is that okay? Okay. Let's see the next one. Is this statement true? 3 not equal to 6 is true? Question mark. You just need to answer yes or no, guys. Y for yes and N for no is fine. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes. This statement is true because 3 is not equal to 6. That's like self-explanatory. Okay. Okay, let's look at the next question. Okay, so for all the math students out here, I have a question. Not this question. Do you guys remember this rule? Bodmas rule. Do you guys remember the Bodmas rule? Yes, no, maybe, forgot. Yes. So can you tell me what it is? Why? Yeah, why means yes, right? Yeah. So Bodmas. Can anybody expand this for me? It's okay if you can type it out or you can talk to me. Yeah, come on, guys.
Division, multiplication,
Bodmas.
addition, and subtraction.
Yeah, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. You left out these two. Okay, that's also fine. But now we don't need them. This is border, this is something. Okay, we'll just leave that. Now, just using that rule, solve this, and the question is done. You guys remember Bodmas, right? First, okay, that's great. So first we evaluate brackets, then we evaluate D division, then multiplication, yeah, then addition, then subtraction. Okay. So using that, I want you guys to evaluate this and tell me an answer in 1 minute. Like, I know it's difficult, but try. It's just calculation math, guys. You can use a calculator, that's allowed. Okay, I'm waiting for the timer to tick. By the time, if anybody has any doubts, you're free to ask me. Yeah, the clock is running, guys. Yeah, 10. Okay, we have an answer 10. Any more answers? 10. Okay, another 10. Okay. 2 answers till now. Come on, guys. One second. Yep, it's done. So let's evaluate this. First, we'll do Bodmas rate. First, we need to do the division. 15 by 3, 5 minus 10 plus 4 into 2 minus 3. This is used for multiplication. Remember, we talked about this in the beginning of this session. So this will be 8. 10 minus 5 plus 8 minus 3. Now what we do is we'll just cancel. Then, wait, I'm getting 13. No, this is 5. Yeah, 10 minus 5 plus 8 minus 3. This cancel. 10. 10 is the answer. Perfect, guys. Great job. But there is one more step here. Can anybody tell me? We have x equal to, which means this is an assignment operator. It will first evaluate this part, then store it in a dabba named x. X and 10 is going to be stored inside this dabba. Okay, next. Input operations. Yeah, I want you guys to write a code in C that will input your name and roll number. Okay, maybe it's a bit too complex, but we'll split it into two halves. Okay, write a code to input your name. That's it, only a name. Okay, so do you guys remember what format specifier we use to input strings? I give you a hint right now. It's percentage %s for name. For roll number, it's percentage %d because roll numbers are always integers. Yeah, that was a very intelligent thing to do. Yes, printf pragma. That's great. But didn't I ask for input? You said printf, which is an output statement, right? We want an input. Remember, mummy, masala dabba is there. Go put it inside that. What statement did we use for that? Come on, guys. Yeah. Scanf.
Character.
Let me see. Yeah, scanf character variable. Is your name only like one alphabet or many alphabets? My name is not A, my name is Ali, right? Like 3 characters. And for this, we use strings. Strings are like a set of characters, okay? So we use percentage %s. Okay, I'm revealing the answer, guys. I see a lot of responses in the chat box. That's great. Okay, so we say scanf percentage %s, comma, ampersand name, or maybe something, whatever you named the dabba name. Okay, that's great. Now next, roll number. This has to be easy, guys. Come on. You just need to change this format specifier. That's it. So we remember it being scanf of something. Here we have the format specifier and we have the variable name. Yeah, the variable name can be anything like ampersand rn, maybe something like that. I want you guys to fill this particular space only. I already said the answer. Come on, guys. Yeah, percentage %d. That's great. Scanf to state that we're taking some info. Okay. Ampersand. Okay, that's great, guys. Scanf states that we're taking an input, and percentage %d says that we're taking an integer type input, and ampersand is like showing where it is. It's in that bedroom cupboard. Rn is the name of the dabba. Okay, the name of the variable. Okay. Write a code in C to input. Oh, this is not input. This is type. This is not input. This is output your name and roll number. There's just like 2 changes that you need to make for those input statements to change them into output statements. So we had scanf percentage %d, comma, ampersand rn, right? So you just need to make 2 changes to that statement and get the output for this one. Guys, come on, I'm waiting for your answer. Just 2 changes. Okay, I guess I'll answer this. So the first thing we need to change is that we're saying it's not like there. You need to take it from there, right? So we say printf. Printf percentage the same because it's an like integer variable, and ampersand is removed because you don't need to show it any longer. You just need to say search there, rn semicolon. That's how you do it. Okay, so now I want you guys to answer me for roll number. I'll write the input statement, you give me the output statement. Okay, by the time I write, you type it out. Okay, scanf percentage d comma ampersand rn. Come on, guys. Okay. Yeah, so we change it to printf. Printf percentage d comma rn. That's it. It's as simple as that. Okay, the next one. Okay, so I want you guys to give me the output of this block of statements. Remember, not this statement, but the block of statements. Yeah, you just need to type out what the output of this will be. There's no need to format them, just print them however you like. No. Yep, that's great, guys. Correct answer. I actually didn't expect any of you to give this answer. I thought it will be a tricky one, but great job. Nice. Next. Yeah. Write a code in C that will print first and natural numbers. Okay. This is kind of tough. I want you guys to try. Come on. Let's do this, guys. I'll give you a hint. When we need to do things repeatedly, we use a loop, right? So we use while loop here. While some condition. Okay, we'll somewhere say something plus plus or some plus plus something in this statement. That's also a hint. Okay. Okay, so I'll just write the answer for this. While int I, sorry. While I is less than or equal to 10, I equal to 1, printf I, and here we'll say I plus plus. This is the code, like the answer for this question. Okay, that's done. Next. Okay, so we're practically done for the session. Okay, so I'll give you another question in this, and whoever answers it correct first time, I'll buy you a badge in Discord. Like whatever badge you want for Tatsu bot. Okay, so let me give you a question. Write a code in C that prints all even numbers from 1 to 10, first 10 natural numbers, all the even numbers in first 10 natural numbers. Okay, so I'll give you like 2 minutes of time to write the code that prints all even numbers in the first 10 natural numbers. And whoever does this the fastest and correct, I'll buy them a badge in Discord. Okay, I'm waiting for your output, guys. Like you can talk to me and answer the question as well. Otherwise, if you have any doubts, I'm okay to address them right now. Okay. Yeah, the timer is running here, guys. Yeah, we are waiting for your answer. Okay, looks like I'll save up on Edimoon coins this time. Okay, okay. The time's almost up. Only half a minute left. Come on, it can't be that hard. Come on, guys, just give it a try. It's okay if it's a wrong answer. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Okay, we got an answer. Let's check if it's correct or not. Can you read that answer, please? I less than or equal to 10. Printf. Printf I plus 1. I plus plus. Okay, so the timer's up. Oh, we have 15 minutes. No, the time is up. Yeah, maybe while. Okay, so I is equal to 2. Okay, we're starting the loop from I equal to 2. Okay, that's great. I see some other answer. I2. Okay, so they started with I equal to 2, which is a nice start. Okay, I less than or equal to 10 for first 10 natural numbers. That's also nice. Printf of I plus 1. That's not correct. I'm sorry, but f of printf I plus 1 is not the right answer. Okay, so let me tell you the right answer and maybe you'll get a clarity. You can start from I equal to 0, that's not a problem, or I equal to 2, that's also fine. While I less than or equal to 10 will start. This is the same program as the thing that we wrote for this question, the first and natural numbers. And we'll say printf percentage %d and percentage %d comma I, printing I basically, okay? But there is one condition which I said is that it has to be an even number, which the person missed, but it's all right. At least they tried, okay? If I mod 2 equal to 0. You forgot only the statement, but I appreciate your try. So the thing is, for a number to be even, it has to be divisible by 2, right? So how do we check divisibility? The remainder should be 0, which means I mod 2 should be equal to 0. That's the only thing you missed, but great effort. Okay, so that concludes our session for today. Thank you guys for joining. I hope all of you joined Discord, right? Yeah. Like Y for yes and N for no, guys. Okay. No. Yeah. So you're in the WhatsApp group, right? We have the link in the WhatsApp group's description. Please join the Discord server. Okay. So how was today's session? Any reviews? Any suggestions or anything like that? You're free to unmute and talk. Okay. So that's great. Oh, a lot of you joined. Nice. It's great. Thank you. Okay, guys. So that concludes our session. Thank you for joining. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow we have a session on numerical methods. The very feared topic, numerical methods. We're going to start numerical methods tomorrow in the demo session. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.